Welcome back, everybody. It's Jeff and Justin here, your favorite professional music fans. We're back live on MP4 with some talk and roll from the Atlanta Brewing Company in Atlanta, Georgia, enjoying some Peachtree Pale Ale.
Best beer in the South.
Our headliner tonight's going to be guest appearances when, people make, famous artists appear on other artists.
I like the word cameo.
Cameo.
It's a cameo appearance.
Yeah, it's a cameo of music. So we're going to get into that with the headliner. But first, as always, we got to open up with the
opening act. Yeah.
So Ticketmaster is apparently about to merge with Live Nation.
You mean Ticket Bastard?
Yeah. Isn't this going to make it worse, better? What do you think? Sign it or drop it. Then merge it.
You told me that we were going to do this tonight, so I usually we do this off the top of our head, but I had to look this up. This is what the CEO of Ticketmaster said. Profits were hurt by ticketing volume declines, pre-merger, and public expenses, and foreign exchange volatility. Is this what I want to hear when I go to a rock concert?
Yeah. Wait, just sell the tickets. And if you can't sell them,
am I buying a mutual fund, or am I getting a ticket to see Def Leppard? Can we just go see a concert?
Yeah.
Do I need the convenience charge? Do I need to go online?
Yeah, whatever makes it work. I mean, I've got no problem paying I'm not unlike Eddie Vedder. I've got no problem paying the convenience fee or whatever. Whatever makes the tickets easy to sell. Okay, so I say sign it. Let them merge.
No, I
let them merge. Let the free market decide what the ticket prices are.
That's the problem. You need antitrust laws against this because the free market won't decide.
Yes, it will.
If the same company owns everything.
Yeah. But once the scalpers get it there and they sell tickets on the street and make money,
they can slowly turn the ship around, perhaps. But meanwhile, for 50 to 100 years, we suffer. It's ridiculous.
No.
I should pay a $7 convenience charge?
It doesn't matter.
I can buy something online and not pay taxes.
Well, bottom line, if you don't want to pay the $7 convenience charge, don't go to the concert.
Oh, so don't go to the concert's your answer.
If you don't want to pay it, then don't go. That's what it costs to go to the concert. If you can't afford it or don't think it's right, then don't go. And believe me, if ticket sales go down, if their profits go down and blah, blah, blah,
we've seen what happens.
They'll adjust the prices.
We've seen what happens when one company owns everything. They own the billboard. They own the venue. They own the record label. They own the
this is something.
They can squeeze out anything that's not homogenized and corporate.
No one will go. Believe me. People will stop going. No one will buy lawn seats. No one will go to the concerts, and then they'll change. Let the free market make them change.
It takes years for that change to happen.
Oh, it'll happen.
All right, fine.
All right.
Well,
heated debate. Good job.
Heated, yes,
hey, good job.
Wow. Woo, that calls for a beer.
Oh, yeah.
Holy smokes, I almost got sober in the middle of that.
I know. All right, let's move on to
Dodge the bullet.
Let's move on to the night's headliner. Tonight we're going to talk about guest appearances. This is a fun topic.
Jeff's mom made a guest appearance.
You know what, for many years, I didn't know that it was Eddie Van Halen playing the guitar solo on Beat
You
It.
knew that.
I didn't.
When did you find that out?
Late 80s.
All right, late 80s you found that out.
Well, but I was into Thriller in 1982, and I was into Van Halen in 1984.
You should have been able to understand and hear the guitar sound.
I know. Well, it takes a while to develop that ear when you're
Sure, fair enough.
But anyway, that's something like that's a perfect example.
But that's a cameo.
Yeah.
That's a cameo.
Guest appearance.
A guest appearance is he is on the entire song. He played every piece of guitar. He is headliner on the writing credits, whatever.
Well, Eddie got nothing for that. Eddie got nothing.
It was a cameo appearance.
I mean, literally.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. That song wasn't that big.
Yeah, that's what Eddie thought. He was like, oh, yeah, go play on this. Who?
Michael who?
Yeah.
Michael Douglas? Michael Jackson?
That's literally what he thought.
Well,
And that turned out to be like the biggest song of 1983 and the biggest album.
He's not hurting, though.
No. Here's another one from the early 80s that is pretty interesting where they didn't get credit is Prince actually plays on Stand Back by Stevie Nicks.
Really?
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Well,
that's a good one. I didn't know that, really.
You know why? Because Stevie Nicks says she was driving around listening to Little Red Corvette, and that's what inspired her to write Stand Back.
Really?
Yeah, and she called Prince and said, hey, I love this song, can you come down? And
I can't really hear it.
If you think about it, you can.
That's homework for me.
Anyway, so...
Homework for you, too.
So he came down and played on it, but he never got songwriting credit. Back to Michael Jackson. How about him appearing on Rockwell's Watching Me?
I'm always feel like somebody's watching
Great song.
me.
And, of course, he sees
And now
the
it's on the
backup.
Geico commercial.
It's on the Geico commercial,
Right?
yeah.
That's the money you could be saving from Geico. He looks tired.
And, I think we can draw the lines on how that worked. Rockwell is Berry Gordy's son,
right.
the founder of Motown. Back to appearances, you got Sting on Money for Nothing.
That was huge.
That was a big one.
And do you know that, here's how that happened. They were both recording in Montserrat, wherever that is.
Which is now
an island or something.
It was an island, but it's been blown over by a volcano.
Well, there used to be a huge recording studio there, and the police were recording Ghost in the Machine, I believe, and they were recording, Dire Straits was recording Brothers in Arms.
Yeah.
And, next door, hey, what are you guys working on?
So that's how that happened?
And Sting got to sing that, I want my...
And it made
guess what? No, it gets better. Oh, and of course it was huge.
Better?
God. Oh, yeah, well, or worse, depending on how you look at it. Sting said, listen, I don't want any credit. We're just hanging out. They're having a few beers, whatever. But the management and the lawyers and everybody got involved.
Oh, really?
And insisted that Sting get 50% of the royalties.
Did he get it?
And he got it.
Technically,
Now, did he, behind the back, on the yacht, say, here's your money back? I don't know if that happened, but in the court of law...
I bet it did. I bet Sting made good. If he was
he probably did, because he really was vehemently against getting any... He wanted to be named... That's the problem, is he wanted his name on it, but he didn't want any fiscal credit.
Right.
But,
I got enough fiscal credit.
But the Goldsteins and the Steinbergs came in and said, no, wait a minute, we got to do this right. So anyway, that's a little part of rock and roll history. But
I like Joe Walsh on Don't Mean Nothing by Richard Marx, playing slide guitar.
I did not know that.
Yes.
Really. Wow, he's blowing my mind today.
And
somebody has the internet in their house. What, there was no Asian porn sites up? They were all down today?
Slide guitar seems to be a pretty thing, like Dwayne Allman on Layla.
Right.
Well, on that note, let's do some...
Sure.
Let's move on to the night solo.
All right, throwback memorabilia may not mean much to you rock fans, but it means a lot in the sports world. Guys love wearing the old jersey, not just being a 76ers fan, but having the 76er jersey from the 70s. Why can't we bring back throwback memorabilia to the rock world? I want to be able to buy the actual concert shirt that was printed in 73 for the Dress to Kill tour. I may have it wrong. You Kiss fans, you'll let me know. But you get the idea. I want to be able to buy old throwback memorabilia in the rock world like they buy it in the sports world.
I saw a great movie, August Rush, which had a lot of musical themes, but the one thing I want to point out is they got the guitar playing straight. They had a little kid playing guitar, they had professionals playing guitar, it all looked totally legit, all the way down to a guitar that was sitting in a case for 10 years, and you hear the strings, and they were perfectly out of tune and dead strings. Not too out of tune, but enough to think, wow, this sounds like a real guitar that's been sitting in a case for 10 years. Those are the details that make music movies great. Now, let's check out tonight's Encore. A couple weeks ago, we did one about debut albums.
Oh, debut albums.
Some people make debuts that could not.
Albums.
They could not be topped. I mean, you know how it is.
Right. Yeah.
I mean,
you put out an album, and there's no way it sells 15 million.
And we had a couple of these from John Ashlock, in I think he's in South Dakota. An email from him, and then also a couple of YouTube comments.
Sure.
Saying that Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction falls into this category.
Yeah, no. All right.
I don't think so. I don't agree.
No, here's the problem. They followed it up with something. Use Your Illusion 1, Use Your Illusion 2, and, well,
and lies. And lies.
Right?
Yeah.
Spaghetti Incident and some.
No, don't even count that. Don't even count that.
All right, it's partially on the Guns N' Roses plate.
Right.
No, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about guys that put out one album
and you don't know,
failed in comparison.
You don't know anything from it. Because you listen to the radio now, you'll hear November Rain. You know,
those are good albums.
You'll hear what are the songs on Lies? Patience. You'll hear those songs over and over.
Yeah, Used to Love Her, but I had to kill her.
I mean,
their version of Mama Kin is better than the original. I'm sorry.
I agree.
But it's faster and more current.
So
I'm sorry. No, Guns N' Roses is far from that. And quite frankly, Chinese Democracy is not a bad album.
And until next time, from the Atlanta Brewing Company.
Whatever you do, enjoy your music. Come on. Bye-bye.
Don't touch the blood on the guy in chains.
Oh, wait, we're doing Madtown.